I'll start.
Okay.
As your father. I'll try not to cry. So you want advice, and advice comes from what Mommy and I have said many times, which is birthdays are no big deal to celebrate. You grow older just by an accident of time. Anniversaries are a big deal to celebrate because an anniversary means that through everything that you've been through together, that you've worked to try to remain in love, remain a couple, and a marriage involves a lot of give and take. It's worth it. It really is, and it gets better year by year. But it doesn't just happen, and it only happens because you work and that you build on your love for the future. And that's my wish for you.
Thank you.
I guess this is one of the been married for a little less time than me. Just some of the young advice I would give: just always keep talking. Never let things just run silent between the two of you. Never let small things become big things. And just always dream together. Try not to get too emotional either, but there's little I can give you as advice. I think that you're going to have an incredibly happy life together.
I would have to echo what Mike said about communication, because being married now 4 years, I can't even believe how fast time has flown by. But the one thing I think that I've realized that's really, really important more than anything else is the communication, is to not let, you'll always have little arguments or whatever, disagreements, but you can't keep that inside. You can't carry on without addressing it. You can't go to bed without, bringing it up, and sometimes you don't want to, because it's a lot easier, and it might go away, or you might not have to think about it the next day, but you have to keep it fresh and on the surface and address everything always. And that's something, and then, that's when you become the team. That's when nothing ever, escapes your attention and your conversation, and things get addressed.
I know only 2 words.
But how many years have gone up? Well, 4, 3, 30.
30, like your father. I only believe in 2 words. Doesn't matter what religion you are, where you are, and how what you do. What is that matter?
Communication and respect.
That's it. All the word of the Bible depends on these 2 words. If you do have communication, you have no problem. If you respect, you have no problem. If you lose one of them, you have no problem. And your wife or your husband and wife, they are the only and the most important people in their life. They are more important than your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your nephew, your neighbor, and everybody in your life. As he mentioned, I believe that any problem you have to discuss. Do not hide anything at all, absolutely. If you discuss, there is no problem. If you hide it, there's no problem. You don't like it, discuss it. If you like it, discuss it. you may get to one kind of agreement at some point, and that will solve the problem. You want to go find a job, discuss it. You want to travel, discuss it. You want to have babies, discuss it. You want anything you want to discuss it. In one point, you get together and you believe in that one, you depend on that one. The life has a lot of ups and downs. That's it. That's life. Sometimes you are not happy, sometimes you are happy. So if you believe in these 2 words, your life is going to be nice and smooth. Don't worry about That's my advice to anybody in the life, in anybody, any religion, any position. This communication and respect is not only limited to human beings. Is respect is attached to all the animals in the world. Anything that works, they understand these two words. Dog, cat, animal. You play with the cat, you like it. They come and sit on your lap. This is only these two words. Communication. You communicate with the dog until your lap. This is not dog, but always I ask them, please call, please communicate. Whatever you do, call us. What do you want, call us. If you do that, you are unhappy and everything is going very nicely and you are very happy in your life. That's my wisdom of word
Thank
of
you.
wisdom.
I have something. I remember when I got married, people would say, well, you're already dating Jessica for X amount of years. What's the difference between marriage and just long-term dating? It's just a piece of paper. It doesn't mean that much. And I think we spoke about this once before, but I think to never underestimate the commitment that you're going to make, never underestimate the commitment you're going to make today, because the words that you're going to say to each other, they do mean something if they mean something to you and Sarah. And if you forget that, then it sort of crumbles. And also, you stepped over the hardest part, which is finding the right girl. Yeah.
I'll say a few words. Obviously, to ditto all of these wonderful comments and recognize that there's support throughout to remind you that you need to communicate, that you might forget this moment, or you might, have moments of forgetting your wedding day. But there are people around to remind you of where your core values are. I was thinking about, what I wanted to express to you on this beautiful day, and a lot of the advice I got on my wedding day in sort of a similar setting was just do whatever she says, which I obviously took with a grain of salt, and I was just trying to tease that statement out because so many people have said that to me. Another comment that one guy said when I was younger and hadn't even met Allison was, you can be happy or you can be right, but you can't be both. And there's something related to just do what she says. Like there's kind of mixed in together. Sometimes it's better to just be happy. But I think that there's sort of a much deeper level to this whole truth, which is that you and Nani are two people, but there's actually a third relationship happening amongst you, which is through your relationship you're connecting to God, which is not always apparent, not always in the day-to-day of scrambling eggs and burning your toast and running off to school and whatever. That's it's not always apparent that God is in the picture, so what seemed sort of connected to this, like just do what she says, and that idea is that when God is in the picture, we really have to humble ourselves and let ourselves be, smaller in this amazing universe that's so huge and vast, and when you see your place in it, that you and Nani are, just small compared to the vastness, and that sometimes it's important to humble yourself to God and you're saying today is that through your relationship, you two are coming together in order to connect to God, and that involves both of you humbling yourselves in relationship to each other, to sometimes just be happy and not be right. But another thing that another guy said to me was that you have to expect that you are going to change completely from this relationship, but also expect that she's not going to change at all. So you have to be just willing to be a different person once you leave the chuppah and once you're married. This is a beautiful day that our tradition teaches that you're wearing your kittel. This is your day of Yom Kippur, and it's a day of total renewal. Whatever you want to let go of, just let it go, because you're a new person, and hopefully moving forward into a place of connecting to God through this beautiful relationship that you found. And so just keep walking the way you've been walking, and be ready to walk in so many different directions together. And yeah, mazal tov.
One other thing, because I think at some point you need to celebrate your children. A piece of advice that you've probably already heard or seen, but as I look around the room, many of the people are sitting here are the results of what I think your mother and I tried consciously to do, which is to build a community to support you and to support us in our attempts to raise you. And we've been very fortunate to have dear friends who have supported us and supported you and acted as your community. And I think it's made a big impact, as I see for you on your life. Blanky and Blake went to preschool with you, and he's been your friend since you were 3. And I think helping your children build relationships with people that share your values and your goals will make a big difference, because it really takes a community to raise a child. I don't care who said it, it's still. And thank you all for being such a great support for Joshua. It really means a lot to Kevin and I to know that you've always been there for him.
It's gonna be all, we got it all done, so even if you don't get it now, you can review it.